gonna dip in your hip and glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Give us just a second. As usual, something else is now janked up the works. Wow. Yeah, wow. Um, we're trying to fix an issue, so please bear with us. Evidently, we're being told that we don't have access to the camera. So give us just a second. We'll be right back. Good morning.
We are here.
Wow. Let me tell you, between last night and today, good morning, everybody. Welcome to What's Going Down. I'm Ed, the Hitman Odell.
And I'm Ryan, the Freak Jones, I guess.
Yeah, the freak.
There you go.
Yeah, we got freaky travelers up now. That's
Yes,
where we
yes.
mix the brood. Hey, Susan. Good morning, everybody. So what took place right before the shows? We were perfectly fine. Everything was going good. And as soon as the show started, the camera audio shut down and said we didn't have permission. I can't explain that one. So I've seen this before. I had to go back in the system, reboot, come back up, and everything's working fine. So we want to thank you all for being here. Yes, it should be a wonderful 50 minutes now. Hey. Hey, Lois. Hello, Susan. Hello, all of you travelers, those likes, and freaks.
Oh, yes.
The freaks are now
Yes.
here. We have joined with the freaking awesome travelers.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Here we go. It's
Yeah.
like the Marvel Cinematic Universe coming together.
That's
The
kinda
freaks
scary.
and the travelers.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. We got superpowers now.
Exactly.
Hey, Keith. Hey, got you shared out. Popping. Oh, thank you,
man,
Keith.
thank
Man,
you.
appreciate
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Without further ado, let's jump into some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff that we have for you guys. However, I want to start this show out with something. There's something that's going around. There is a word that's being used now. It's trending. Okay?
Trending?
It's trending, and this is the interesting part.
That the word is trending?
No,
Or- okay.
no. This word is trending. Freaking awesome travelers of the
Oh my
universe.
gosh, I love it.
Unite. Window twin powers. So here's the word woke.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's been around for a while, but
Yeah,
that's,
but the
yeah.
last 6 months we've really been seeing the trend of woke. Woke actors, woke events, woke things. Now, this is intriguing to me. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to go to a subject real quick this morning that you and I are involved in, which I find is intriguing because we're going to go back and we're going to talk about some not so good things and not so good person that for almost 30 years people looked up to, idolized, and watched his product. But now that it's come to light, how many people are involved in the situation? So this morning, yes, you already know about the whole Vince McMahon scandal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's getting deeper from what I am researching and understanding. Those of you who are into wrestling and WWE and those factions, well, we're going to talk just a little bit about it because I think it really needs to be talked about. Vince McMahon, of course, is in a lot of trouble with the United States government. He's done some very lewd and unsociable acts that are now people are talking about. And he's not the only one. The next in line is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is involved with this. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of wrestlers that are coming out talking about what they experienced at the Titan Sports. But what has surfaced is with McMahon's viciousness, his maliciousness, and his ability. Good morning, Daniel. His holding grudges. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in the research of doing this stuff for show, now there's rumors coming out that he might have had something to do with the non-living version of Jim, the Ultimate Warrior. Their people now are linking with issues and because of other wrestlers.
Yeah.
Linking him to the situation with Christopher Benoit, with Eddie Guerrero.
It's a slippery slope to go down. I think
It is. These are alleged.
Yeah.
But it is something to think about.
Yeah. We know what happened with the girl because it's there. But a lot of stuff like linking him to Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, wouldn't make much sense because they were making him money, and there's no reason for him to do that. Even the Ultimate Warrior, I don't know if he would go that far, but it's until it's actually there's actual proof that it happened. It's probably people just piling on, like, oh, he probably did this too,
and that's
run with that.
Yeah, I mean, alleged.
Yeah,
but if you look at the situations now, Benoit, I give no excuse. I mean, he's always going to be one of my favorite wrestlers, but the acts will not be talked about. We will not talk about it. Don't worry about it. We will not discuss it.
He did have brain damage, though.
He did have brain damage. Guerrero had drug addiction.
Yeah.
Jim had same thing I had.
Heart issues.
Yeah, he had heart issues, but he had major. Oh man, I forgot the name of. Oh, we'll just say tension and stress.
Yeah,
but there's
probably
a specific
steroids too.
Yeah, probably. Now again, all three of them with possible links on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're looking at the pros and cons with this. They say, but come to put the knowledge. It's about giving knowledge to people.
Yeah,
drug addiction, physical damage, and it happened. From what they're saying with Benoit was before WWE, so it rolled in.
He did that. He jumps off the top rope and hits him with the flying headbutt.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's other things too. I mean, the stuff that he encountered at ECW.
Yeah.
So, just putting things in perspective of alleged comments that are coming out now, and people trying to attach more stuff to an already going on case.
That's a problem. One of the many problems with internet and social media and stuff is people can put stuff out there, and then people read it, and it's like you can write a tweet or something, and people will read the tweet and they'll think it's fact,
right,
without going in and actually doing the research.
Well, again, with saying that, doesn't that go back to the whole society of sheeps?
Yeah.
Because somebody says something, let's follow what they're saying without doing your own research.
You can put paranormal evidence on there. You can do evidence of aliens, and people see the TikToks or the tweets and like, oh my god. And a lot of times people will put TikToks up, but it's dramatized.
Thanks, Keith.
TikToks,
right? And now we're having to deal with another issue: AI.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, AI reels, videos coming out. We've seen it with the war over in Ukraine. There were videos that were done that weren't even taking place. So they call this Project Bluebeam.
Project Blue?
Bluebeam.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim. Project Bluebeam is the 4 steps for what they call New World Order.
Oh, God.
The destruction of religion, the destruction of society, destruction of family.
You'll have nothing in like it.
Right. So it's an illusional fact. They want to, they say a part of it is creating an illusional world so you're constantly misled, which constantly what's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
We're constantly misled by news, by video, and we don't even know technically unless you and I are doing that video in the woods. Could AI create an entire different video? Now it's got a facial structure, which is why I change a lot.
Yeah.
Of something that takes place in the woods, or can it modify the video? We're out in the woods, here in the cabin or at the rancher, and it actually put in a spirit, put in a monster, put in a cryptid. And it's something we didn't even create.
Yeah, you can take pictures of you can go with your phone, take a picture and put spirit and take a little picture of a little girl in the woods. I mean, back when I first saw it, it was obvious that it was going to be like an app, but people can do that. People can insert things, and I don't think sometimes people when they watch these videos, they don't realize that the people who are making these videos are doing it for clicks. They're dramatizing it. They're like when you see a video of someone doing a TikTok and they're at a house and something happens and they're like, oh no, I'm so scared, but they keep filming, and it's like, I don't know. It's tough to know the difference and take people who are serious about it seriously, because you don't know.
This is true. However, during some of the public investigations we've seen at CAB, we've seen that happen. Just what you just said.
Yeah, but
I'm
then-
scared. I'm not allowed, but
Yeah.
they go right back in. So there's a catch-22. But with those videos that you're referring to, I'm scared. You're right. But did somebody add something into that video that's not even there?
That makes it look like when people do videos here, or people we trust do videos, and then it makes people question which is good. You need to question everything,
Right. That's the whole point of what we're talking about.
but
right
don't
now.
compare, what we're doing to the people who are just doing it to get clicks and not being real about it.
Exactly. There's amount of effort that we're applying and putting into, and a lot of podcasts and vidcasts are. I mean, we've got many friends that do podcasts and vidcasts that are straight up honest, and they're really putting in the ground and wanting to know things.
And it's okay if you want to do something for entertainment purposes, as far as doing a TikTok or making a ghost video, but it's not real, but it's just to scare people and for entertainment, that's fine too.
Exactly.
Yep. But make sure you let people know this is just entertainment.
Yep.
Let
me read this out. I like what Lois said. Lois said, lemons are some call it no thought process. Agreed. She also says AI is the way of the future, taking over everything. It's kind of scary what we're seeing.
Hey, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy. James hits up, let's not make a bad situation worse. No, he's absolutely right. You're exactly right, Daniel. Wendy, my two favorite people. Hi. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate you. Let me see if it is here, you guys, because, I think that's a big truck. That's just a big truck. There's something we have to do. And I'm not sure if there it is. I want to make sure this disclaimer is now it's started, so everyone sees it. It's sensitive and offensive content. Disclaimer: please note that this podcast may contain material that I can't even read it for some listeners may find sensitive. Please listen to the above offensive or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and inappropriate. Okay. Informative content. Yeah. By topics deceived may include mature theme such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects.
Triggering content, including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues. Explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. Okay, do we all that down there too?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
So this is one of the new things that you all are going to be seeing is just that disclaimer at the beginning of every show. Unfortunately, we have to do that. Good morning, Danielle. Nice snowflake disclaimer. Yeah, you think that? You like that?
Guys, there'll be no nudity on this show.
Yeah.
If you're tuning in for that, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. We were planning on it today. We were all excited about it, but somebody turned their rift in last night, so we can't do that today.
Yeah,
so
we can't do any more.
We apologize
and
for
now,
all those tuning in for the nude show, but
there was no nude show. I'm still fighting a cold, you guys, so please bear with me. Even though it seems like a snowflake disclaimer, Daniel, we are now protecting ourselves by law.
Yeah.
It was a requirement, both YouTube and Facebook, and we are now following that rule, and they can do nothing about it.
So we'll start doing that on our show as well.
Might not be a bad idea.
Just to be on the safe side.
Right. Lois, deep fake AI too. Be careful with your information. People can take your voice and pictures and scam. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Health issues in the future. Yep. Keep your bras on, ladies. You know what? No, she's got a valid point. Depending on the lighting, because we've tested this before. If you're in black light, ladies, and you have a black shirt on, guess what? We can see right through those shirts.
I think, yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. But I'm not sure that was what she was talking about.
No, but that is a good, valid point that I did want to bring up real quick because I've been wanting to say that, and I've said it before. But yeah, if you're investigating and there's black lights, ladies, make sure to have a bra on, please, because the black light can shoot right through a black shirt. If Ed takes high hat off,
take his hat off.
Is that grounds for nudity? I'm not going to go any further than that, but yeah, well, here, y'all can love it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there we go. Especially with IR cams. Exactly, Jim.
Hey, CR.
Hey, CR, what's up, sir? What's up? What's
CR
up?
from the Vibe Radio Network, host of On My Mind podcast.
Y'all, he's in the house. And I bet you what, the videos I looked at, you didn't even look at.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
At the very bottom? The newest ones?
Oh, no.
See?
No. I work my way down. Well, it's tough because I have RJ wanting to watch anything but what I want to watch.
Right.
So it's just when I get time to do it, I'll watch some videos and stuff. But yeah.
Which videos did you get to? We're going to talk about this right now. Let's get into the whole what's going down today.
You asked me which ones I watched, and I completely forgot. I watched the one with that girl, Christine.
Christina Gomez?
Yeah.
Or Gomez.
Yeah.
She's a good one. All these that we're going to be talking about are YouTube channels, so we encourage you to go to check them out. You get your own. Hey, Ashley, get your own opinions. Okay, that's what it's about. We're just giving you the basic line. I forgot to get water. Let me get a water. It's mine. Tickle in my throat. That's what she said. That's not foul either.
No, I mean, she actually did have a tickle in her throat. I talked to her earlier. She said that.
Okay. So let's jump into some of it. Hey, Samantha, how are you? Hello.
Seagull, stop it now. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
The lock had a child.
The first thing that I came across that I want to talk about, and in the future, y'all already see the newsroom background. In the future, we're actually going to be posting videos and pictures.
Yeah.
I'm just not uploading them as of yet. This is still in your face kind of show, but we're going to give you the information to go where you need to.
We'll keep you satisfied. The month between each show, we'll definitely be adding stuff and adding news articles and stuff like that. So
with our personalities, it's really hard to not be a certain way.
I know.
Just saying, you guys. And good morning to everybody that's tuning in. If you can, go get your coffee, go get your tea, whatever beverage.
That's what I'm missing right now.
Yeah, coffee.
We're
going to make some coffee here in a minute. But one of the things I wanted to shoot on is it's called NASA Leaks.
I did watch that one.
Did you?
Yeah, I did watch that one.
That was really interesting to me.
Yeah.
NASA Leaks. It's the 10 things, the most amazing top 10. And it was done on February 11th.
That's a new one.
Yeah, it's a newer one. On this one, the first thing talked about strange moss-like substance on the outside of the ISS, International Space Station. Did you see that?
I see that. That was weird. I wonder where it came from.
Well, here's the thing. So we still don't know how our elements here on Earth affect or are affected by what's in space.
Yeah, there could be some kind of oxidization or something like that.
Oxidation, lack of oxidation. Does it mutate cells? I mean, look at humans. Humans become meat sacks literally in space.
So to
gravity.
To talk about what happened, they were in a space. I don't remember the exact details, but they're in a space station, and some weird fungus started growing on. Was it one of the engines?
Right. It was a cosmonaut.
Okay, so it was the Russian.
It was a cosmonaut, and there was a slight penetration of leak in the window. But evidently there was a leak in one of the radiator systems, the coolant system.
And that's where they found the weird fungus.
Right. What looked like to happen is, now this is the odd part about this. So the Russian NASA, we'll just go with
The
that.
Russian NASA.
You know, told their cosmonaut, go outside the ISS, see if you can evaluate the situation and what's going on. So he does so. And in that, he reports back and is taking videos, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see where this fungus was on the outside of the station, and it was actually going up to the cracks in that window. Now, first of all, ISS having any types of cracks in its windows?
Yeah, that's not very safe.
Okay, that's going to make me poop my pants.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking a non-pressurized location against a pressurized zone. Holy crap, here we go.
Yeah.
So it might be a good thing that this happened. So this fungus was all up in the cracks of the ISS's window, but it was caked all on the outside of the shell, of the outer skin of ISS. That's what got them alarmed. Now, when he sent the information back to the Russian Space Council, they told him to get inside the ISS immediately. That's the thing.
What spooked them? Maybe it's like, well, we don't want to mess with anything, or
Well, to me, it's really interesting because why?
it's like, how would they know what it was if it's a new thing? It's like,
Yeah, I mean, it clearly looks like radiator fluid.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Coolant, if you will. But then again, what made it mutate into a fungus?
I guess that may be the way it's interacted with whatever's in the air or in the space.
Yeah. I like what CR just said there.
Is it called air up there, or air? It was air down here. What's it
Air
called?
is down here because that is a mixture of two elements.
Yeah.
In space, it's a vacuum. The lack of the elements that are there, but we don't know again what is up there. So it's a valid point. CR puts, nobody knows what's happening in the vacuum of space with humidity, moisture, heat, and cooling cycles. Well said, CR. What
is NASA and the Russian Federation keeping from us? I'd say a lot.
Oh, they've been keeping a lot. I mean,
I would say a lot.
Oh, and it's been going on for years. I mean, there's documentation of NASA not doing so many good things to their own people.
There are, so stuff that they show us the happy-go-lucky, hunky-dory stuff, but then there's deeper stuff.
Did you know that one of the shuttle missions that returned, they found inscriptions on the shuttle?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they found in ruins on the shuttle, and they didn't talk about that either.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
No.
Let's scare the people.
They don't want to upset the status quo. That's where people make it look like people who talk about ghosts and aliens are freaking crackpots because they don't want them to spread the word or anyone to be interested in it because they don't want people to look stupid.
Ooh, look, woke.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are valid points. Another key point out of that episode was communication from the deep space November 23rd. On January 6th, coded messages and digital as well as light were detected. Now, we go back to the 70s where we supposedly picked up a message. Right?
Go back to Nikola Tesla. I was actually listening to the Y-Files episode on the Dark Knight satellite, and he said he picked up Nikola Tesla picked on his big tower in Colorado Springs, picked up a coded message, and he was like the first one to be picked up, and it was like, wow, this is very interesting.
Mm-hmm. He actually was the first one to document that code. You're exactly right, and it was Dark Knight
Mm-hmm.
that he claimed that it came from.
Black Knight or Dark Knight? Maybe.
It was Black Knight.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Knight.
Batman's up there.
I know
flying
Batman's
around.
all in my head. You guys are Dark Knight of satellite. Or anyway, but yeah, Black Knight object that now they're saying is just debris out
Mhm.
there. Yeah, okay, let's go over that up.
Debris
a
that's
little bit
been around there for it's sending signals down.
more. Yeah, debris that was there pre-existing space flight that we're aware of. Now, okay, with saying that, could we technology back in the West? There's no way we could have made it to space. Is there?
I mean, we can't make it to the.
War.
We can't make it to. Well, like back then?
Yeah,
No, I mean, like back to the Civil War.
yeah. Hell, even during World War II.
I think that
Well, maybe.
from what I understand, that thing has been around for 13,000 years.
Yeah,
It's been around for a while,
it's very
and
interesting.
it's not one of ours, and we thought it was Russian, but it's not one of theirs.
Right. Once it was detected, you're right.
Yeah,
I just find it interesting.
it's like a steampunk, you know, people with hot hats like yours and goggles on trying to put contraptions and shit.
We're gonna make it to space.
And like a little bicycle, you know.
Mhm. Now, okay. Now we know people have thought out this process because look at Julius Verne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like time machine.
Yeah, and even steampunk. That was definitely Jules was definitely steampunk.
Mm-hmm.
Because of some of the other books he talked about the Flying Man and a couple others. I mean, that's where we got Rocketeer from.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. But, okay, we're getting off subject here. But the fact that this thing's been around, Tesla found a signal. He tracked it evidently through the telescope as it went over. Is how he knew about it. But then the 70s, we get that one signal from another location. This communication came from deep space, way far out. It was both in digital and light. So they did capture that, and that got slipped out. So I want to make sure we talked about that. 3, documents released based on the modern space threats updated in modern warfare. That got leaked out this year, too.
Mm.
So they've updated their warfare agenda on modern times, and then those papers got leaked out.
I mean, all those satellites up in space, they could send something up there, like China or Russia could send something up in space and have it so you can like pinpoint.
Well, I think that's
accuracy.
what brought out.
Yeah.
That threat this week. I like that this week. The threat that Russia launched. Okay, here's not an oxymoron. We got the ISS. We're all working together. But Russia's got satellites with nuclear weapons on them and lasers and their own defense system.
I mean, that's pretty scary.
One of these two things don't belong here. No. Yeah, Star Wars or Project Warden. Depends on which one you will look at. CR. NASA willingly killed. NASA willingly let go of the Challenger crew. So what else are they doing? I had that's alleged. I have no proof.
Yeah.
We don't have proof of that, but a valid point, CR. Very valid point.
They're hiding something. They're hiding a lot of things.
And I wonder when this really started, this conspiracy to hide information from the public.
And I think when they started realizing that, hey, what we're telling people isn't necessarily true. We're not the first ones here. We're not the only ones in here. And plus, I think they're using technology they got from the space aliens, and they don't want other countries maybe to know what kind of stuff we have either.
Yeah, I mean, it all goes down into national security.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get that. But again, wouldn't we go back to, it's just, it's just kind of mind blowing when you think about it. How long has the government or these private sectors been hiding information from us? I mean, we got to look at it. Did it happen during the technological boom?
Probably during the Cold War.
Think so?
Probably. Probably ramped up. They're probably hiding stuff from us for a long time, but probably ramped up during the Cold War because of the spying and stuff like that.
I think it was before that. I think it was prior to World War II, just because of my family experience.
I mean, yeah,
we're actually going to talk about that in a minute.
I mean, I know they're hiding stuff from us, probably for like ever since they've been around. But I think maybe it ramped up, and it's just been like with the FBI and CIA how they do stuff, and it's getting progressively worse as the years go by because there's so much out there, so much information. And, it's so much easier to get the information now that they've got to work twice as hard to try and suppress it.
I agree. CR, I know we actually went to the moon. I wonder why we haven't been back. I'm going to say we went to the moon, but not when we went to the moon when we said we went to the moon. I think we went after. It is intriguing. We might have even gone before they said we went. Again, we were talking about manipulation of pictures. Whistleblowers are coming out left and right already, talking about how NASA has been blocking out and cloaking over pictures seen, information going out. So it is a good question. Why are we just getting back to the moon if that's the case? Did we already know? Solar Warden supposedly shows that there was another space program going on beside the NASA program, that we already had a moon base there, and that we supposedly already have a space fleet, and it's Solar Warden.
Some people say the moon's not even real.
Yeah, some say they're not real, and some say it's too real, and that's why the government is being secrety because we already have alien life forms on this planet and in space working with us, and they're already in military positions.
Yeah, so they make it look like, oh, we're just not going to the
Moon Valley Alpha, exactly.
Yeah. And it's like we've had talking about people going like Antarctica and finding alien bases, and what Richard Byrd had that experience in Antarctica.
Yep, exactly.
Nazi bases in it. It's just so.
And how did the Nazis get out to get all over the world like they did? I mean, they were even here in America.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry, you guys. A perfect example is Western State Hospital, Desjardins. He was a Nazi. He was working with Hitler on gene splicing and genetics. And we already know there was Nazi parties here in America during World War II, or right before World War II. So
their ideals spread.
It spread like wildfire.
Yeah,
it's scary. And here we go, turning around and thinking about how the things happen and spread. But perfect example was the Nazi regime. And look at their idealistics. Ooh, bad.
I mean, look at the word spread back then, when it wasn't like how we have it now, where I can talk to someone from England with the push of a button. You type it out, and you send what you want to say, your message.
Right.
You can spread it a lot easier now than you could back then. But yet, it still came over through the newspapers, through TV, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's why, it's harder for the government to suppress the information that we're talking about now, because there are other podcasts just like this talk about the same thing we are.
Yep.
They can't squash us all.
But they're attempting.
Oh yeah,
there is attempts.
See Men in Black knocking on our door in a second.
Oh, speaking of which, that just brought something else in one of the videos. We're going to get to the other. I have to. Did you know? And I think CR, you know about this because I think you were just talking about this. That Dan Aykroyd was getting ready, and I think it was either the 80s or 90s, and probably the 90s, was getting ready to do a ufology show. Okay. He had everything planned out. He was going to be straightforward, deliver all this amazing stuff, right? He goes outside the studio. And this is before they started taping. Okay.
Yeah.
Before he goes out to the side of the studio, lights out, lights up his cigarette. He's getting ready to have a cigarette. He turns in this long black car. No shit. Oh, sorry, Facebook. No stuff. Yeah. Even though I wrote a disclaimer, I'm still now going to be all PTSD about it. That two men in black suits, slightly tall, pale skin, got out and they were eyeballing him, just giving him the evil eye. Legitly, he says he turns around just for a second and looking around because he's like, what the hell? Turns back around to see what the description of these guys are, and they're gone. He didn't hear the car, didn't hear anything. Okay, now that's strange, right?
Anybody know that they were going to do a show on it?
Okay, that's the other thing. We don't know. All right. This was supposed to be really kind of real hush-hush, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the flippity-doo-dah part. He walks back into the studio and they cancel the show. They tell him that day they're going to have to cancel it. This is not going to work, etc., etc., etc. It just gets shut down, just like
How many
that.
other shows have been shut down like that? Maybe it's because we're a small thing. Maybe like, well, it's just a bunch of people talking. No one's going to take them seriously. But if you get someone like Dan Aykroyd to come on and do a show on it, people are going to listen.
Well, here's the ironic part to that one too. Why are they allowing it now? All right.
Yeah.
Back then they were like, keeping it hush hush. No, you can't talk. Now they're like encouraging it. Where's the agenda? We have to look at the big picture. Why are they wanting to talk about it?
Yeah, well, okay. I think they're giving us, we'll let you talk about this. All right. We'll satiate you. We'll let you have this much, but we'll give you a taste. But we're not going to give you the whole pie. It's like you find a crumb of a pie on the floor, you eat it. That's pretty much all you're going to get.
Right.
The pie is in a safe. It's somewhere else. You don't get all the information. You just get what they want you to know or to think.
Agreed. That's a valid point. Absolutely valid. So with that being said, let's go to Discovery UK. Government whistleblower of Alaskan Black Pyramid, February 7th. This one intrigued
Sorry for
me.
yawning.
No, you're good. This is coming out of the town of McGrath, Alaska.
The last frontier.
That's what they're saying. Donna Sims actually was speaking on this, a lady and a townsperson there. And I'm not going to read all this, but I am going to just give the focal points to it. So there's a location outside of McGrath that at times there's nothing that can grow there. Absolutely nothing. And she also explains, Donna Simmons explains that this location is gated off. Government, no trespassing, the whole nine, and there's no structures there. So this is another valid point. Isn't it interesting?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Kenny Beach and how he disappeared. I was literally just thinking about that.
I did not want to talk, but yeah, exactly. Kenny Beach.
On government land, nothing go along with what you're talking about.
Yep.
But nothing is on there.
Absolutely.
But is it there or is it
or is it under?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I mean, we're up in Alaska, covered by snow, et cetera, et cetera. But this thing has been documented. This structure been documented by Eskimos, et cetera, for hundreds of years. Now, they supposedly got a documentation, and I'm not going to go too far into this, but I will let you guys know that there was a military informant that was part of the United States military intelligence. he worked at Tabcon, where he was receiving. Now he just blew this whistle, like I said, 2 weeks ago. He did not give his name, which is totally understandable. Now, this is the scary part. So he was an intelligence communication officer, and he was getting reports back in the 80s of this location that it was under high priority, and only they went out to 15 different military commanders um, to come out there and do this location. Now, the interesting part to this is I have proof of this location of what he's referring, not the Black Pyramid, you guys. However, my father was at this military base.
In
My
McGrath?
father, right, in McGrath. It is part of the Air Force, and well, it used to be the Army Air Corps intelligence spy location. It has
Really close
three,
to Russia. I can see why they would have a base up
yeah, right up there near the Aleutian Islands too. It has a 3 to 12 level underground base. This is why I bring this up. This is where the operation of the Blue Box began. And my father worked on the Blue Box.
Oh, wow.
Was breaking codes, etc. So this makes a lot of sense to me. Now, the Black Pyramid, they gave longitude. I did not, and I'm not going to put that out because I'm not putting either one of us in jeopardy.
Yeah.
However, you can go find this, and I ask you to go look at Discovery UK. It is Government Whistleblower of Alaskan Black Pyramid, February 7th. You found that on YouTube. I just wanted to share that. And I think we've heard the stories and the myths of the Black Pyramid, but this guy is actually gave out coordinates
putting it
to
out
this.
there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is actually real.
So what does that mean? They was worried about the world. Actually, he did that in 1983. So I want to make sure I get that date right too. 83. So we're going to continue because we got about 10 minutes. Another, I don't know if you got to see this one. The new UFO wreckage analysis confirms alien origin.
I did not see that one.
Yeah. This is through Angry Astronaut. I like his
I did
stuff.
watch another Angry Astronaut one that you sent me.
Did you?
Yeah.
I have a couple Angry Astronauts. Check him out on YouTube. He gives you the facts. There's no opinions, thoughts.
Paint me a napkin, please.
Yes, absolutely. You too. Huh?
Yeah.
I feel you.
It's kind of cold in here.
It is a little chilly. Check this out. They found debris. Dr. A.V. Loeb and his crew pulled up from the Pacific Ocean from a supposedly crash of some form several months ago. They pulled up debris that has no elemental chart to anything on this planet. They found little balls. And that these elements have nothing to do with any form of elements
nothing
that are
found on the planet.
Yeah, on our elemental chart. So I'm hunting. Oh, and now they're just they're going. Now they're hitting up that whole. It's alien. Well, how many elements? I mean, we have our own elements here on the planet.
Yeah.
The vast universe, for God's sake, that could have been a meteor.
Yeah.
And these little pebbles could have been from that meteor that shattered, cooled off quickly, and pebbled to the ground.
Yeah, meteors hit the Earth all the time.
So, could this lead us, like Lazar said, that was a created element? Could these elements lead us to another complete different direction in the future? It's interesting.
It's interesting to see where it takes us, or
Yeah. So we're going to talk about a loved and hated man. Yes. We're going now to enough water for Mars colony. Elon Musk. Yes, January 28th. They have discovered a location, Elon Musk says, that's not too close to the polar. That's the problem. They said that it would be drastically cold in the Mars polar locations to put a colony. Well, evidently, they had found a location now that's much further down from the poles that has sustainable water under the ground that they feel that they can put a colony there now. Again, that all believes if you believe that we already are there or not. I mean, that's up to you guys. But that's a little bit out of the Elon Musk camp that they actually did find suitable water that we could actually put
Would you
a
go?
possible colony.
Would you try to do that? Would you?
Go to Mars?
Yeah.
You know, I've thought about this question a lot, and not just Mars.
Yeah.
All right. Encounters. I mean, you and I, we already deal with spirits and entities or whatever. What's the encounter? What's out there? What could be on Mars? How could it mutate us? How could it affect us?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. If I didn't have a family and I wasn't in a relationship, it might have been a great opportunity to go explore and help mankind if that's the case. You know, as long as I'm not bringing anything back to Earth.
Yeah.
Or affecting my crew members. Yes, movies have affected us a lot in our thoughts. This is true. I really love that one movie that talked about that, and he created his whole farm and all that there. And
The Martian.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah, and that's one of like an accurate portrayal of what would happen if you lived on Mars or stayed on Mars. And I don't know. I don't think I would go up there.
Really?
No. It's just too much stuff here to worry about.
Okay, there you go.
And spiritually, and there's other lots of we don't know about on Earth.
True.
And I don't think I'd have the freedom to go and just wander around Mars and figure stuff out. I'd figure like I'd be like in a regimented thing, and I just
Yeah, again, there's not something you could do with having a structured life here.
Yeah, and how long would it take to get to Mars? Like what? It's a long time.
I do believe they said estimated. Gotta go back and look. I'm gonna say it's 6 years, but don't hold me to it.
Yeah, we're not going to be in a spaceship for 6 years. It's
Actually,
like
it might
cryogenic
be-
sleep for 6 years or something like
Yeah,
that.
and I think it's actually longer than that because you do have to go in cryo. So I'm sure it's longer than 6 years.
I mean, maybe if there was like a Stargate or something, we could jump, which I'm sure they already
now
have.
we're going to jump holes now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
anything's
already
possible.
here.
Yeah. One more last thing. I'm gonna go and talk to you and see what you think about this, and we're gonna see what you guys think. So, according to Papa Meat, he's another cool guy. I like Papa Meat. PAPA space MEAT. He puts out a great YouTube channel. I love what he's been doing with that. It says the creepiest town in America. What do you think the creepiest town is in America? What do you think? What do you think the creepiest town in America?
I mean, maybe the one where it's in Pennsylvania, where the ground's constantly on fire from that fire they had.
I can see that.
The one where Silent Hill was based on.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I would have to agree with you there.
But I guess Papa Meat did not agree with us on that.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, because there is a lot of locations around America that it's just creepy as hell. There's a lot of ghost towns. There's a lot of stuff out in the Midwest. We're talking on a large scale, so not just a little village. We're talking towns, you guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's places here in Virginia that's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
As far as towns, we have our own ways in the Appalachian and on the plains.
Lots of towns that have been abandoned, like with coal mines and stuff that closed down and stuff like that.
Well, get this. The creepiest town in America, the entire city of Clearwater, Florida.
I would not have guessed Clearwater, Florida as being the creepiest town in America.
And here we go. Why? Because of Scientology. Think about it. Once I listened to this, I'm like, damn's right. He is absolutely right. Clearwater, Florida, the home and town of Scientology, created in 1960s, alleged cult that isolated themselves and their families from society, using celebrity endorsements to try to get others to join. This is what the basis, to have others to depend on you for actual living. That's an occult. God. As stated, with L. Rod Hubbard, author and sci-fi self-motivated author. It all started on a huge ship where he used to avoid tax evasion and investigations. The whole organization started on a ship to oversee his religion. Then found Clearwater, Florida. The first structure of Scientology was a hotel on which they took over near the major airport, which later has now taken over the entire region, and the religion now controls the entire town as well. Today, this group has its own city, Clearwater, Florida.
It started as something small,
Right.
and then and they got more members, and now it's just completely taken over.
Yep. They have literally now have complete control of Clearwater, Florida. Businesses, you name it, it's all under
Like a
Scientology.
disease. I don't want to offend anybody, but it is. It's small, and it's spreading like a virus around, and
Well, religion is religion.
yeah.
They see themselves as a
kidding,
religion, not an occult. However,
Calling it a virus is not what I'm trying to do. It's more just making it a comparison to what it is. But
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we've seen other religious groups do that. I'm not going to mention any names. We're not going after that. But again, creepiest town.
It is.
Clearwater, Florida. Oh man, I need to get that coffee going.
Yeah, I don't call it the creepiest town. Maybe. I guess it depends on your definition of creepy.
Right.
Would be like I'd be like abandoned buildings and like stuff like that as being creepy.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
Creepy as in if it really depends on your definition of your views on Scientology as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Is it
really
good
have
or
a view on
bad?
Honestly. Honestly, I don't even think about it. I'm not a Scientologist, so they can do what they want.
And I think that's a valid point.
I think going to places like the Branch Davidians or places like that, where the spaceship was going to come down, and a bunch of people died.
Yeah.
That would be a lot creepier to me.
Yeah.
Than Clearwater, Florida.
Well, we've had many occults in the last 20 years. Look at David down in Texas.
Yeah.
Well, again, throughout that have made these false allegations, and well, God, this goes back to the 70s, where Jim took all those people to somewhere, another country, down South America.
Yeah, South America, yeah.
And then killed everybody with Kool-Aid. I mean, come on.
And that kind of stuff is what makes what we're talking about makes us look like the crazy people too.
Yeah.
Because oh God, look at that. Oh, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. But it's fact.
Yeah. There are crazy people out there. There are bad investigators out there who will do stupid shit.
Yeah.
There are bad, alien, researchers that'll do stupid shit. There's going to be people. There will be bad eggs, but that doesn't mean all of us. Doesn't make the whole batch shit crazy.
And see now, before we end the show, I will say this: it's tainted the name of a cult. All right. When we hear that word, it's already have a negative connotation to it. Why does it have to be all negative? Why can't they be positive? Do we consider Mennonites negative just because their culture's different? What about Amish?
But if you say they're part of a cult, you think, you automatically think they're out there sacrificing babies and
there's already people
worshiping goats
them
and
a
stuff.
cult. So how can you call an old religion and the way of life and a cult? But that's what they do, and they're getting labeled.
And that's again, that goes back to what we were talking about before. They're trying to put a label on stuff that we do.
Right.
Even like the metaphysical stuff, spiritual stuff.
Yeah, spiritualism.
Yeah. Oh, that's hippy dippy stuff. Oh, I'm not going to listen to that stuff. That's again cult like stuff. They don't want us to know that there is more to life than what we see around us.
Agreed. Brother, on this one, I think we're going to end the show with that.
I like it. I
Yeah.
think it was a good show.
What we're going to start doing is we're going to compile only 4 of the most modern, updated what we could do. Ryan's going to pick 2 and I'll pick 2, and we're going to discuss it. We have so much information every show. We just can't deliver everything. And then, of course, we go down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
You know?
And we can spend an hour on one topic. Oh, crap. We still have 3 more to go.
Yeah. So I think that's the best idea. We're going to start delivering 2 and 2, get you guys information, and conversate with y'all. That's why I created this show, is to create conversation, enlightenment, in thought. Unfortunately, neither one of us have our coffee this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to wait for the last hour and a half. Yeah. So
I think what we're going to do,
hours.
we're also going to we'll be keeping up to date. We'll find stories to add, and we'll find different articles to add to the to keep you guys,
pick our 2 favorite.
Yeah.
In our list. And then that way we can just focus just on the.
And throughout the month, we'll also be adding pictures and stories and stuff like that, just to
Yeah, and that's
keep people interactive, to be interacting with people throughout the month and stuff like that.
So next month you'll see interactive video and pictures. Good Lord. So we're going to add to the meat and gravy of the show. So I like this, doing it from here in the cabin on this.
The little beam of light coming down on us.
Yeah. Oh. So, brother, thank you for being here. Travelers and those alike, freaks, all of you, thank you for being here. We will see y'all in 1 month right here on What's Going Down. Have a wonderful day.
What's going down?